Gary Pitkin, a passionate Elvis Presley impersonator, earns his living embodying the king. His performances are electrifying, and his devotion to Elvis borders on obsession. Yet, despite his success, Gary feels trapped, yearning for a life beyond imitation. One fateful day, Gary's life takes a surreal turn after a heated performance. Driving home late at night, lost in thoughts of what could have been, Gary loses control of his car and crashes. When he regains consciousness, he finds himself on a dusty road in an unfamiliar time. He's greeted by a man who looks uncannily like himself, a man who greets him with a smirk and the words, "You look all shook up." To Gary's astonishment, this man is none other than a young Elvis Presley. Elvis, baffled by Gary's appearance, believes him to be the reincarnation of his stillborn twin brother, Jesse Garon Presley. The coincidence shakes both men, but Elvis welcomes Gary into his world. Gary, in awe of meeting his idol, begins to see cracks in the image of the legend he so reveres. Elvis plays a few of his original songs for Gary, hoping to share his dreams of making it big. To Gary's horror, the songs are bland, uninspired ballads, completely at odds with the rock and roll fire he associates with Elvis. Unable to contain himself, Gary tries to teach Elvis some of the hits he remembers: Jailhouse Rock, Heartbreak Hotel, and Hound Dog, but Elvis is repulsed by the aggressive rhythms and rebellious energy, dismissing them as the devil's music. Frustrated and desperate to preserve the legacy he knows, Gary lashes out, calling Elvis a son of a bitch. Elvis, deeply offended and fiercely protective of his mother, attacks Gary in a blind rage. The scuffle escalates, and in a tragic accident, Elvis is impaled on a wooden post. Stunned and guilt-ridden, Gary realizes the devastating truth: he has killed Elvis before his time. Left with no choice, Gary buries Elvis in a shallow grave, assuming his identity to ensure the legend lives on. Under his new identity as Elvis Presley, Gary begins to fulfill the life he remembers his idol living. He records the groundbreaking hits, stars in the iconic films, and ignites the rock and roll revolution he had idolized. But as the years pass, the weight of maintaining the facade takes its toll. Gary, now an older version of Elvis, finds himself performing in Las Vegas, trapped in the glittering prison of fame. One evening, Gary confides in a starstruck groupie, recounting the unbelievable story of how he became the king. His voice carries both pride and regret as he reveals the dark secret behind his rise to stardom. Despite all the fame and adoration, Gary feels haunted by the memory of the real Elvis, as though he owes a debt he can never repay. As the groupie leaves, Gary is left alone, staring into the mirror. His reflection flickers, and for a brief moment, he sees the ghost of Elvis staring back at him, a silent reminder of the price of his deception.